Okay, I'm back again. Uh, Excuse me one second. So, after taking a little more time to think about some of the Gracie, relax, lay down. Sorry, my kitty cat's trying to rub on the camera. So, taking a little more time to think about the sort of the guidelines, rules, regulations, specific things that you need to meet requirements before even being considered for medical marijuana. First of all, what do we know about it? Marijuana made up of primarily from what I understand, the two active ingredients are the two potentially beneficial ingredients: THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, I think it is, and then CBDs, which I think are cannabinoids, what they call those. Some, to a greater or lesser degree of both, can be involved in medical marijuana. Some medical marijuana has more of one than the other. THC is said to have more of a psychological, more of a relaxation type effect on the body, as opposed to the CBDs, the cannabinoids, which are said to have more of a literal pain relief, pain suppression quality to them. So, so who's going to benefit from medical marijuana? People who are in pain, obviously. People who have chronic pain conditions, not chronic. Okay, if you get a knee replacement, that's not a chronic condition. Okay, that's going to get better shortly. Take Vicodin for 6 weeks and Tylenol afterwards. Okay, people who have vertigo, who suffer from chronic nausea, the THC part of marijuana has been said or shown to improve appetite and decrease nausea. Cancer patients who have all of the above: pain, nausea, most likely some depression associated with perhaps a chronic condition that's going to kill them, would benefit from medical marijuana. So I think right there, we've sort of got a guideline, a basis for who would benefit. Now, if you're not in that category, if you don't fall into those guidelines, if you don't have anything that fits in there, you don't get it. I was watching an episode of Judge Judy. Hi, Judge Judy, I love you. And there was a gentleman on there who had a medical marijuana card. He had rented a place from a woman that was suing him because he set up his own grow site, because he was allowed to have 6 ounces of weed, 6 plants, and 6 seedlings, or something of that nature. But he was allowed to grow his own because he had a medical marijuana card. This was in California, I believe. And so, anyways, the landlord was suing him because he did some damage to the property from his grow site, from his indoor grow site. And the condition that got him the medical marijuana card: asthma. So there's a problem there. I think that if people in New Hampshire are going to qualify and or get medical marijuana for a condition, it needs to be a documented condition that will only benefit from medical marijuana. If it ain't gonna do them no good, get something else. So, and there's very few of those conditions, I believe, that people would qualify for. So we're not going to be handing out cards left and right like perhaps they've done in other states that that might be of a concern to some consumers, or some folks in the area. And I think that's the basis. So once that's been established, once we have set guidelines for people who can, or who will be eligible, or who might benefit from medical marijuana. Now, keep in mind, I'm not talking about just smoking dope. I'm not talking about some 70-year-old cancer patient who's got to grab a pipe and a lighter and potentially fall asleep with her lit pipe and burn her house down. The properties of medical marijuana can be extrapolated from the plant and provided to them in oils, in candy, a lollipop, a brownie, a cookie, bread, muffins. They can get their medication other than smoking it, other than let's say the patient uses oxygen. Let's say they're on oxygen. We can't expect them, we wouldn't ask them to go home and light a fire next to their face where the oxygen, that's, you know, so there are other options. There's other ways of getting the medication, and all of those needs, all those ways need to be explored. I think, in order for the patients in New Hampshire at least, to get the full benefit. So again, I'm going to cut off for now. My mind's going 100 miles an hour. I'll check back. We'll talk more about it. But I would like to see this happen. I would like to see it strictly regulated, and I'd like to be a part of it. I would love to see the benefits that people will actually reap from this because they know or because they believe that they will. And I think that is going to be the major difference. My parents, I can tell you right now, if both of them, God forbid, were dying of cancer, if medical marijuana were prescribed to them and the doctor said, look, this will do you much better than the OxyContin that you've been taking, my parents would not benefit from it because they are the two last people on this earth that would ever think smoking marijuana for any reason is okay. And there are going to be people like that, and that's okay. I love you, Mom and Dad. Those people will not benefit because they don't think they will. So, you got to make that choice in life. Either you believe that you can do it or you believe that you can't do it. And either way, you're going to be right. See ya.